How's it going, guys? Uncle Yuyu Aka Yuyu007 coming at you with another video. Today we're doing squats. So I just got off of work and I am a little bit tired, but I got a little bit more energy to burn off, so we're gonna run through a couple of sets. The barrier to entry for squats is not all that big. It can be a complicated movement. It can be a little bit of a dangerous movement depending on your technique. So before we do anything else, I want to say that first and foremost, it's not about how much weight that you're lifting when you're doing squats. The main thing that you want to prioritize if you actually want to see some type of growth is having good technique. So my first tip is, if you don't already have one, get a belt. Not only is it good to have a belt for squatting, but even for upper body movements, military presses, shoulder presses, or even just a regular bench press, having a belt, a weightlifting belt, is half of the battle. Next thing is that if you're first starting off, me personally, when I was first starting off with my squatting and actually taking it seriously and not like ego lifting or anything else like that, when I was trying to basically create the mind muscle connection and the muscle memory, I squatted barefoot, or in socks rather. Don't take your socks off at the gym, that's nasty. But my point is that squatting barefoot squatting with socks will basically allow you to get familiarized with driving up through your heels, having your feet flat on the ground, and it'll allow you to actually have a little bit more movement in your ankles. As time went on and I actually improved on my form, what I decided to do was to go ahead and get some Converse, something with flat bottoms that again allowed me to, prioritize keeping my feet flat on the ground and pushing up through my heels. So the first two things, like I said, get a belt, get a weightlifting belt. It doesn't have to be anything expensive, but that will basically allow you to keep your lower back straight, which is one of the most injury prone areas for the majority of the primary exercises that you see most people doing, whether that's benching, deadlifting, or squats. So get a belt. If you're first starting off, see how you like squatting with just your socks to get familiarized with your feet positioning. Next tip, I think that one of the main things that I see people do wrong is that they actually go straight into squatting with plates on. I always, and again, take this with a grain of salt, everybody's body is different, everybody's regimen and routines are different, everybody's goals is different. So if you don't agree with everything that I'm saying, that's fine, but take some of what I say and apply it, see if it works for you. If it works for you, cool, that's the goal. But back to what I was saying, one of the main things that I see people doing that I feel like is a big no-no is they'll just slap 45 pounds on each side and they'll start squatting. For most gyms, most squat bars are Olympic bars, what they call it, and they're usually starting off at 45 pounds. 45 pounds is more than enough weight for a decent warm-up, especially if you're going for a lot of reps for your warm-up, again, just to get blood flowing and get a nice pump going, and to, again, prioritize having that good form. So don't slap 45s on. Just warm up with the bar and see how you like it, see how you're feeling, and then one or two sets of that, then go ahead and slap the weights on there. Next thing is stretching. Again, if you're trying to maximize the growth in your legs, stretching is a nice way, again, to warm up and also get blood flowing and to make sure that your form is going to be down well. Typically what I like to do is I go ahead and I have the bar and I just grab the bar and I'll just do a nice squat and hold it. I'll rock a little bit, move back and forth. There's a few other stretches that I do not know what they're called, but if you're watching this, you'll see some of the stretches that I'm going to be doing. Again, stretching is always good, especially in the warm-up phase. Once you go ahead and you start squatting, if you're new, I would say try to see where you're at. You know, push the limits a little bit. Push the limits as much as you can while doing it safely. If you want to see what your max is and everything else like that, that's fine. But again, don't go into it from a perspective of trying to just push up as much weight as you can, because the difference between pushing up 225 with bad form versus pushing up 225 with good form is astronomical. You know, getting a nice range of motion, squatting to depth, you're going to always grow more muscle over time doing it with good technique versus just, oh well, you know, I barely got the thing off the rack, but let me go ahead and squat a little bit and then come back up. Everybody has all these fancy names for stuff like that, but honestly, if something's not broke, don't fix it. Push the limits, but just make sure that you're doing it within safe measures, and make sure that you are once again prioritizing your form. So typically, just to walk through what it is that I'm going to be doing, I start off with the bar, then I go into 45 on each side, and then what I'll do is I'll progress from there depending how I feel. I work today too, so I'm probably only going to go up to 225. My max is actually 285 for one rep. Honestly, if I'm being honest, maybe more so around 275, because once I get to like 185, my form is like very compromised and I don't be feeling like I'm squatting deep enough. So I'll say honestly probably around 275, but I do not have enough weights in order to do 275. So we're gonna do as much as I can do, maybe 250, maybe just 225, just to go ahead and, you know, knock it out and everything else like that. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. Stay tuned and watch my form. Again, form is key. Don't just squat, you know, this is how you pop your knee out of place. Just watch. Yo, real quick, I don't want to take up too much time. We're vibing right now. But basically, I wanted to hop in real quick and let you guys know that if you're paying close attention to my form, I'm actually doing what's called a butt wink. You don't want to do that. This is why I was stressing earlier about having the belt. It's the warm up, so I'm not tripping too much. But always try to incorporate your glutes and make sure that you're practicing good spinal posture, and just try to make sure that you're not dipping your butt down once you get to the bottom of your squat. All right, I'm gone. Bye. Hey, so real quick, I'm back again. Don't mind me. I'm just coming to explain that my camera had died, and that's why that 205 isn't. Yeah, I it didn't record it at all. It was dead, and I was all happy, and I was dancing and shit. But then it was dead, so I had to just go ahead and jump straight into the 250. So yeah, that's all. Just coming to clear that up, and yeah. Yeah. All right, and one last thing. So basically, what I try to do at the end of my workouts is do something that's a little bit more difficult. Lately, I've been trying to learn how to do lunges with the bar on my back loaded. So that's what you're going to see me attempt to do here. My legs was pretty much already dead, so you don't have to do this. I honestly, I don't recommend it, especially at the end of your workout. This is a workout in itself, but if you want to try it out, go ahead. My form is not the best with this, so I'm pretty sure there's hundreds of thousands of other people that you can watch pertaining to that particular workout to get a better idea of what your form should be. But yeah, that's all. Just wanted to give some context to that too, and wrapping that up, and then I finally finished it off with some close leg squats. That's what you call it? I have no idea if that's what you call it. But my legs were closer together. Okay, it wasn't a neutral stand. It was it was a little bit closer, and it hurt. It hurt a lot. But yeah, that's it. All right, bye. Alright, that is it for today's video. Leave a like, feedback in the comment section below, and subscribe if you enjoyed. This has been Yuyu, aka Uncle Yuyu, aka Yuyu007, and remember, laugh often, live heavy, and love hard. Peace.